Today, we're going to talk about a true pioneer of Indian science, a brilliant physicist whose name was almost lost to history, but now, well, now it's literally written in the stars.
But to really understand her story and her impact, we're actually going to start with a more recent triumph, one that has put India right at the forefront of space exploration.
I mean, we've all celebrated the incredible women of ISRO, right? The brilliant minds behind the Mars Orbiter mission and, of course, that historic Chandrayaan-3 landing. They've become these amazing symbols of national pride and scientific achievement.
And when you see all that success, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Who laid the groundwork? Who carved that very first path for women in a field that was, let's be honest, almost completely dominated by men?
To answer that, we need to hop in a time machine. We're going back to meet a physicist who was, in every single sense of the word, a trailblazer.
Her story is really the perfect example of what it means to defy the odds. I mean, we're talking about a time when women in India were struggling just to get a basic education, and she was aiming for the cosmos.
This is Bibha Chowdhuri, India's very first woman physicist. In a scientific world full of towering male figures, she was this rare beam of light, absolutely determined to make her mark.
So she was born in 1913 in Kolkata, right in the middle of a very traditional society. But her persistence was just extraordinary. She fought for and earned a place at the prestigious Bose Institute. And then, in 1945, she traveled all the way to the University of Manchester for her PhD, just breaking one boundary after another.
And over in Manchester, she landed right at the heart of the most cutting-edge physics research in the world. This is really where her career took flight, as she started diving into some of the universe's greatest mysteries.
Get this, she was working under the celebrated Nobel laureate Patrick Blackett, and she became the first Indian woman to truly excel in high-energy particle physics. Her work was so pioneering that her PhD thesis even got press. Local papers called her India's new woman scientist and said she has an eye for cosmic rays. How cool is that? Now, this is where the story gets really interesting and a little infuriating. Just look at the gap here. On the left, her monumental contributions, helping discover subatomic particles called pi mesons, even getting nominated for a Nobel Prize in 1950 by Erwin Schrödinger himself. And on the right, the awards she received in her lifetime? Zero. Not a single one. It's wild.
So let's see what happened when she returned to India. She was at the absolute top of her field, but her struggle for recognition, well, that was far from over. When she got back in 1949, she was handpicked by Homi J. Bhabha to be the first woman on the faculty at the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. She later worked under Vikram Sarabhai. I mean, these are the founding fathers of India's scientific institutions, and yet her own critical research just continued quietly, kind of on the sidelines, without the praise it really deserved.
Bibha Chowdhuri passed away in 1991. A brilliant scientist who had worked with Nobel laureates, who helped discover a fundamental particle of our universe, and yet her story was pretty much unknown.
But some stars, they're not meant to stay hidden forever. Decades after she passed, in 2019, the International Astronomical Union decided it was time to give her the ultimate cosmic honor.
And this is it's so beautifully poetic. They officially renamed a star, HD 86081, as Bibha. The physicist who spent her entire life looking up at the cosmos finally became a permanent part of it.
And here's the kicker. The name Bibha actually means a beam of light. I mean, you couldn't write a more perfect tribute to a woman who lit the way for generations of scientists in a field that, for women, was almost completely dark.
And that light, well, it shines brighter than ever today. It connects her solitary struggle directly to the celebrated teams of modern Indian science. You can see the whole evolution right here. On one side, you have the lone pioneer, someone who had to fight for every single opportunity. And on the other, teams of brilliant women who are now leading India's charge into space. Her legacy is their success. We're talking about leaders like Dr. Ritu Karidal Srivastava, the rocket woman of India, who played huge roles in the Mars mission and Chandrayaan-3. And she was not alone. Over 50 women scientists were critical to the success of the Chandrayaan-3 mission. It just proves that the path Bibha carved is now a superhighway.
So what should you take away from all this? It's that a legacy isn't just about the past. Bibha Chowdhuri's story is the perfect reminder that the light from one person's courage and persistence can travel through time,
lighting the way for others. Her star doesn't just shine up in the sky. It shines in every lab and every mission control center, where a new generation of women is reaching for the stars.